And you're led by an understanding that all redemptive work is particular work. It's not mass anything. It comes down to you are accorded a certain number of moves during the course of your lifetime. Each one of them is separate. It's not a mass thing. It's not a wave. You get a chance to do this, then you catch your breath, and then maybe you do that. And you should be able to articulate the specifics of what you tried to do. These things are all particular. Not talk about your feelings. No, what you did. What you did, not why you did it. So this brings me to, we're going to have to end in a moment here.
Yeah.
But this brings me to an etymology that's very useful, I think, at this moment. The word awake is used with not much caution, and I don't think much tuition is involved in it either. So it's often used as a self-descriptor for people who think they finally rose on the right side of the bed and of life and of God and whatever it is, or their life partner and all these things. Awake means nothing. It's not the opposite of anything. It's not the opposite of asleep, spiritual or otherwise. The word is built of very specific meanings. And because it's an old Anglo-Saxon word, I don't have to be a Latin scholar for this one. Okay. So the prefix, the A, in Old English is a prepositional function. It answers the question where, basically where, or maybe secondarily kind of in what fashion, what form, a little bit how. That's the general thing. And then the root word is wake, which of course we use, and you may have had one for your mother. So there's that meaning of it. And there's the secondary meaning. I'm not sure which is primary, but there's the other meaning, which is when you're making your way through water or air, if you'd be able to see it. And of course, through life, you will break the waves, if you will, here in front of you, just at your chest bone, but fanning out behind you, there's a whole eddy sequence, isn't there? And you can see it in the water very clearly. That's called awake too. So what does it mean then to put the word back together and to call yourself, I'm not sure you should ever do so, but certainly you could admire someone as striking you as being, specifically and particularly awake. The description that you're making of them comes to this. Well, that person is inhabited by and claimed by a certain alertness to the realm of consequence that it sinuated out from everything they did and everything they didn't do and everything they said and everything they failed to say and every thought they thought and every one that escaped them and so forth and so on and so on. In each one of those things, they have some allegiance to, obligatory allegiance to, not to live in it as if it were a prison or the final word on anything, but the condition of being awake means being alert to the consequences that you set into motion, mostly by default or inattention or inelegance to detail, things of that kind. We could practice more of that and we would be better off for it, and the world around us would as well. The condition of being awake is the condition partly of wishing you had proceeded otherwise. But having lived long enough to have those regrets, you can mobilize yourself subsequently as if those regrets count for something. They can inform you as to how you proceed now, so that you're free to make other mistakes, you see, and not the same ones again and again and again.
If you enjoyed this clip, the full episode will be made available up here somewhere, so feel free to check that out. If you're someone that's interested in working one-on-one with me and developing your practice of presence, reflecting on your life at the moment and calibrating your trajectory, then feel free to head over to todaydreamer.com and get in touch. There's also a full catalogue of episodes available on the website, which are there to help you cultivate the practice of presence so that you can more deeply participate in the blossoming of the emergent world story. Until next time, be well.